What if I told you there is a place in Peru that makes Machu Picchu look like the easy option? A place you can't reach by train, no shortcuts, and definitely no elevator.
Ready for Choquequirao!
Ay, ay, ay. We left Cusco early in the morning and head toward Capulillo, the place where the real adventure begins. At this point, everyone is excited. The backpacks are ready, the cameras are ready, and the guide says, "Today we're gonna walk downhill," and everyone smiles because downhill sounds easy, right? Wrong, completely wrong. From Capulillo, we begin descending into the deep Apurímac Canyon, and this is where the trail introduces itself properly. Hey, this is the first day on the Choquequirao trail. They're really happy enjoying the hiking. Basically, today we'll have to walk all the way down, and then we're gonna go for lunch, and then from here we can see, look at that, right there. Oh, my hiking sticks. So there we can see the camping site, Santa Rosa Baja. Alright, and for tomorrow from here we can see all the uphill that we have to walk up to Marampata. There is Marampata, the last camping site, and right there we can see Choquequirao. Wow, ay, this is waiting for us. I'm really excited. Like that. Let's go, eh? The descent takes several hours depending on your pace and conditions. We are taking roughly 4 hours of continuous downhill hiking before reaching Chiquista. And let me give you some advice. Never celebrate too early when your guide says, "Today is mostly downhill," because every downhill is secretly saving itself for tomorrow. The trail becomes steeper, the landscape changed, the mountain becomes enormous, and slowly we realize something. We are going very, very deep. After several hours of descending, we reach finally Chiquista. There is the food, eh? This is avocado stuff for everybody. Right. There's some trout over here, roll with some tomato, spinach, some onion. This is a yellow pepper sauce with potato, egg, and black olive. Right, some rice fried. Ay. And some baby condor right here. This is the moment where you stop and realize we are far away from the cities, far away from the traffic, but in the nature. After lunch, we continue descending. The canyon becomes even deeper, the river gets closer, and eventually we reach the Apurímac River. Made it! Let's go uphill! We cross the bridge over the Apurímac River. From the river, we begin the long ascent toward Santa Rosa Baja. This climb can take roughly 2 hours depending on your pace, heat, and trail conditions. I know what they are wondering. How much longer? Very soon we have dinner, we talk about the day, we laugh, and everyone goes to sleep thinking tomorrow is gonna be easier. And this is where the story gets interesting, because these mountains have an strange atmosphere. People who hike here often describe the same feeling. You are not alone. The Incas believed mountains were sacred spirits. The Apus were not simple mountains, they were protectors. And here's where you understand why ancient people feel that way. The mountains don't feel like a scenery, they feel like they're watching you.
Still alive.
Here we are. Ay. Ay, ay, ay. Second day on the Choquequirao trail. After hours of climbing in the darkness, the first light begins appearing over the mountains. And then we reach Marampata.
Good job, well done.
Well,
Ay, ay, ay.
looks nice and flat. Well, compared to that, everything looks flat.
Coffee, food, breakfast, civilization, well, almost. After breakfast, we continued toward Choquequirao, and now something changed. The trail becomes greener, the mountains open up, the clouds move through the canyon, and suddenly we begin seeing signs that we are getting close. The trail continues along the mountainside. Every turn gives us another incredible view, and somewhere out there, hidden behind these mountains, is the city we are looking for. And then, finally, through the mountains, we see it, Choquequirao. Choquequirao. After all these stairs, after the canyon, after waking up at 4 a.m., after questioning every decision that brought us here, we made it, and suddenly nobody cares about the pain anymore because in front of us is an entire Inca city. Choquequirao is enormous, and one of the most fascinating things about this place is how dramatically it sits in the mountains. Stone terraces, ceremonial spaces, water channels, fountains, tampu areas, horticulture terraces, and incredibly, views over the Apurímac Canyon. But one of the most famous areas is the terraces decorated with llamas figures. Yes, llamas. Hundreds of years ago, the Incas create white stone llamas figures into the terraces and standing there today. You realize these weren't just walls. They were part of a much larger symbolic world. The llama was essential to Andean life, transportation, food, fiber, and culture. And here, the llamas seems to be walking down the mountain forever. But here's what makes Choquequirao so fascinating. We still don't know everything about this place. There are unanswered questions. How exactly was the city organized? What ceremonies happened here? Who lived here? Why was it built in such a difficult location? And why here? Because let's be honest, if the Incas wanted to relax in vacation home, they choose the worst location possible. Ay, ay, ay. Imagine saying, let's build our city here. And your architect says, where? You point at the middle of the canyon. And he says, seriously? Ay, ay, ay. But maybe that's exactly the point. Choquequirao was not built to be easy to reach. It was built to be protected, hidden, sacred, and difficult to conquer. One of the most impressive things is the water system. The Incas understood the mountains incredibly well. They used natural slopes and carefully built channels to move water through their settlements. And when you see the fountains, you start imagining what life must have looked like here centuries ago. People walking through the same streets, farmers working the terraces, llamas moving through the city, priests performing ceremonies, the mountains surrounding everything. For a moment, the rains stop feeling like rains, they feel alive. Eventually we have to leave, and this is probably the hardest part. Not the stairs, not the heat, not the early wake up, leaving, because after walking so far to reach a place like this, you know that after the experience is something you will remember forever. We begin our return to Marampata, and suddenly the same trail feels different because now we know what was waiting at the end. The next morning is the greatest luxury of the entire expedition. We have breakfast, take our time, pack it slow, and leave Marampata without rushing. Today we are heading back to our to Apurímac River, and yes, we have to go downhill again. At this point, we have learned something important. In the Andes, downhill is never free. You always pay later. We descend toward the bridge. The landscape is still spectacular. The canyon seems even more impressive now. And eventually, we reach the Apurímac River once again. We cross the bridge and then begin climbing toward Chiquisca because apparently the mountains weren't finished with us. We reached Chiquisca for lunch, and after several hours of hiking, food became the main attraction. No Choquequirao, no the mountains, no the ancient Incas. Food. Ay, ay, ay.
You should have seen the breakfast.
After lunch, we continue toward Cocamasana, our final camp. This section feels different. The adventure is slowly coming to the end. The group walks together. We talk about the best moment, the finest moment, the hardest moment, and of course, we talk about the person who complained the most. Ay, ay, ay. By sunset, we reach our last camp. Dinner, stories, laugh, and that strange feeling you get when you know the adventure is almost over. The next morning, we packed our bags and begin the final climb. The trail keeps rising step by step. And eventually we get to the viewpoint of Huayhuacalle. This is the final goodbye to the mountains. We look back and suddenly the entire journey comes back. Capulillo, the canyon, Chiquisca, the Apurímac River, Santa Rosa, Marampata, Choquequirao, the llamas, the fountains, the ruins, the mystery, the laughter, the pain, everything. What we did?
Choquequirao!
How was it?
Choquequirao!
Ay, ay, ay. Some places you visit, some places you remember, and some places becomes part of your story. Choquequirao is one of them. Would you hike 4 days to see it? Let us know on the comments, yes or no.